Welcome back, students, to my new lecture on the topic horns in mammals. The horns are the special structure that are restricted only the mammals, especially in the ungulates, and they are the organs of offense and defense. Except few lizards, horns are found only in mammals, especially the members of the artiodactyls and in rhinoceros. The term horn means the surface is composed of keratin. The surface is composed of keratin. Mammals' horns are basically three varieties: bovine horns, pronghorns, and hair horns. This is the bovine horns, this is a pronghorns, and this is the hair horns, and the antlers and the giraffe horns are not the horns. The bovine horns are the hollow horns. They are found among family Bovidae, as per example, oxen, cows, sheep, goats, and certain other mammals also. Each horn consists of a projection of frontal bone. This is a frontal bone, and this is the projections of the frontal bone of the cranium, and that is cornified by epidermis. That is cornified by the epidermis, especially the stratum corneum modified here. Bovine horns are usually curved. Bovine horns are usually curved and recurved, but never said. And this type of the horn is known as true horn. And this type of the horn is found in both sexes. Next one, pronghorns. The pronghorns, it is a unique type of the horns, and that is found only in the antelope. That is a family Antilocapridae. Antilocapra americana of the western United States, and it consists of a projection of the frontal bone, and that is covered by epidermal sheath. That is covered by epidermal sheath. And the sheath usually bear only one prong and the horny covering. This is the horny covering. This is the cap-like structure. That is said annually, a new one forms from the epidermis, which persists over the bony projections. And you see here, this is the bony core. The bony core is a permanent, and this is the horny cap. The horny cap is shed and regrows in each year. So what are the difference in between the bovine horns and the pronghorns? The chief difference, basically the bovine horns and the pronghorns, that the pronghorns are branched and forked, whereas the horny covering, but not bone core, is shed annually in case of the bovine horns. But whereas in case of the pronghorn, the bony core is a permanent, but the horny cap that is shed and regrows in each year. So that is a chief difference. Now the hair horns, the rhinoceros bears hair horns, and rhino horns differ from the true horns because these horns have no core or sheath-like structure. This differs from other horns is being composed of agglutinated keratinized hair-like epidermal fibers that forms a solid horn, and that perched on roughened area on the nasal bone. And hair horns are found in both sexes, that never sets. And in case of the African rhinos, they have the two horns, whereas in case of the Indian rhino, that is only one horns. In case of the African horns, there's a two horns, there's a one behind another. And then antlers. Antlers are the characteristics to the deer family. And they are not the conified structure, but dermal bone attached to the frontal bone. But the dermal bone attached to the frontal bone. And during the annual spring growth, antlers develop beneath a covering of highly vascular skin that is known as velvet. That is known as velvet. And antler develops only in males. Some exceptions are present, that is a reindeer and the caribou. When antlers are full grown, the blood vessels constricts, and a stag removes the velvet by rubbing its antler against tree. And at the end of the breeding session, bone of the base of the antler is weakened and the antler is shed. And then new birds appear after a few months to forerunner the next set of the antler. And the growth of the antler is hormonally controlled. The primary hormones associated with antler growth and development, that is a testosterone and insulin-like growth factor 1. And here you see, this is an annual growth of antlers. You see here that antler begins growth, especially in the late spring, and that is stimulated by the pituitary gonadotropins. And then you see here the bone grows very rapidly until halted by rapid rise in testosterone productions by testes. And you see here that particular in this figure, the skin, that is a velvety structure that dies and slots up. And this is the last one here. The testosterone levels peak during the fall of the breeding seasons. So the antlers are shed in the January as testosterone levels subsides. So this is a cyclical changes here. Now, the horns of the giraffes, also known as ossicons, that's resemble stone-tipped antlers, and they are short bony projections of the frontal bone, bony projection of the frontal bone, and that remains in velvet throughout the lives. And this type of the horns is found in both sexes, but not shed in each year. That is interesting. Now, in some cases, family Canidae golden jackal are known to occasionally develop a horny growth on the skull, which is associated with magical power in Southeastern Asia. And these are the reference books. Thank you, people.